Welcome to another edition of Save Your Money, Save Your Teeth. And cosmetic dentistry is no longer just about looks. So in this episode, Dr. Clifford Yudelman from OptiSmile will be joining me to explore how digital smile design and emotional dentistry are transforming the way people feel about themselves. It's a deep dive into technology, empathy, and the emotional impact of seeing your new smile before treatment even begins. Dr. Yudelman, welcome back.
Thank you. Thanks for having me back. I'm really excited and looking forward to today's looking forward to today's podcast. Sorry, I thought I was seeing. Are you looking forward to your visit? I'm just open wide, and
yes,
it's going to hurt me more than it hurts you.
Oh.
So.
That's a nice one. I feel better already.
Yeah. Okay, good. See, we're done already. You can go and pay now.
Dr. Yudelman, most people think cosmetic dentistry is just about looks. What exactly is emotional dentistry?
Looking forward to this. So emotional dentistry focuses on a smile makes a person feel, not just how it looks. It's about self-esteem, confidence, and even a person's identity. So many patients come to us saying they've stopped smiling in photos, or since they were a teenager, they've never smiled in photos, even to a point where some people have avoided social situations because of embarrassment. And when we restore that confidence, it's often very emotional, deeply emotional. I've had patients burst into tears when they see their smile, or even how it could be. And, digital tools now help us to communicate that vision more clearly and compassionately.
So what on earth is digital smile design, and how has it changed the way that you plan your treatments?
We should just clarify, there is it's a trademark name, or it's a business called DSD, and it's become quite a generic thing, digital smile design. If you use it as DSD, there's a special DSD logo. But even like at OptiSmile, we don't use the official DSD software. We use something called SmileCloud, and we also use a fantastic lab. A shout out to Bosch Lab. They use a software called 3Shape to do these smile designs. So it uses high resolution 3D scans and facial photos and design software that will simulate the end result before we start treatment. So patients can see a realistic preview of their new smile in their face, aligned. It's not a close-up with the lips pulled away. You can see it aligned with your facial features, the proportions, and even the patient's personality. We take that into account. And it makes the dentistry collaborative and not prescriptive. And I'd like to repeat that again. If you're doing something that's elective, like changing your smile, you're not treating gum disease where it's like, I think I'll make my gums healthy. That's not elective. That's something that we spoke about last week. That's to save your heart, save your brain, etc. We're not prescribing it. It's elective, which means that it should be collaborative. You and the dentist should design your smile together, or at least you should have an input. But the patient can visualize the smile ahead of time. They can approve it, and they can feel part of the creative process.
So why would you say is visualizing that result so powerful for the patient?
So the fear and uncertainty disappear when you can see the destination. If I say, jump in the car, I'm going to put a blindfold on you, and it's now the middle of the night, and I say, trust me, like the last thing you're going to do is trust me.
Yeah.
But, if you're sitting in the front, you got the map, and I say, this is where we're going. We got good lights on, or it's the middle of the day. And, all of a sudden you're going to feel like you're part of the journey. So many people hesitate when they can't imagine the outcome. And that often happens, sorry to talk about turkey teeth again, but people go off to Turkey. And I always say you don't have to go to Turkey to get turkey teeth. You can get them right here in Cape Town or in Johannesburg. So be careful that the dentist that you see does collaborate with you. Never trust someone that says, just trust me. We've done whole podcasts on that. When you can't imagine the outcome, imagine these people that go to Turkey, they get their teeth filed down, and then they get something put on their teeth and they have no idea until it's permanently glued in. So alternatively, there's a number of practices, not just OptiSmile. I've got some other friends and other colleagues in Cape Town that are actually DSD registered practices, and many others like OptiSmile that use SmileCloud or 3Shape. And we show a 3D rendering or an overlay of the future smile. And then all of a sudden, the patient can connect emotionally. It's like seeing a better version of themselves, and it builds motivation and trust before treatment even begins. And what's even more amazing is in the last few months, which is why I wanted to do this episode, is with this software, SmileCloud, we can actually sit. It takes minutes. It uses AI. I sit with the patient. I show them a few different ideas that I might have, and they give their input. One particular case I finished up today, she only wanted her two little side front teeth bonded, and she actually wanted them to look natural, and there wasn't enough space she had tiny little peg laterals, and there wasn't space. She would have had to have Invisalign and make space if she wanted a perfect smile, but she just wanted the shape of those teeth changed, and the only way we could do that is to make them cross over slightly in front of the front teeth. And she was with me about a month ago. She went away and she whitened her teeth, but she was with me when I actually designed her smile, and we printed the models right there. And then she went away and whitened her teeth. And today we did that treatment for her. And even though she visualized it before when it was done, and she saw the final result, she had like tears rolling down her face. It was wonderful. It was just two teeth and a chip on the front tooth. And that collaboration is amazing. And why I mentioned this, what's happened in the last few months, is you can go from there, from a still image and a design, where instead of just showing the patient a before and after, with AI now we can create a movie of you speaking with the before and with the after side by side. And your head moves around a little bit, and your voice box goes up and down, and your eyes blink. And it's from a still image. And it's not just a made-up AI version. It's your own teeth and your own face, and it's just unbelievable. And so at your first 1.5 hour consult, you could actually walk away knowing what your teeth would look like when you're done. And we convert that into a blueprint with 3D, and then we work towards that final smile. It's called, beginning with the end in mind. So it's really amazing where it's come, even in the last several months.
Doctor, how do you combine technology with empathy in this process?
So I'll probably jump the gun with the last question, but we start the conversation. We understand what the patient feels when they smile. Sometimes myself and my associates will go through the new patient form. We have a very different form at OptiSmile. We ask a lot of more philosophical questions about how confident do you feel when you smile, things like that, rather than where does it hurt. And then we have a conversation. It can last anywhere from 10-15 minutes, sometimes to up to an hour. And I had a very complicated case with a patient. She had 2 front teeth done when she was very young, and they're huge. They're just very, very big, and her side teeth are really, really small. And you got to figure out what patients are looking for, how they feel. And when you translate those emotions into shape, proportion, and symmetry, it's not just data, but it's guided by empathy, by feeling what the patient is feeling. And the patient's story informs the smile design. It's not the other way around. It's not, okay, well, this is what your new smile is going to look like, take it or leave it. So it's a very different way of looking at things.
Can you take us behind the scenes and tell us what kinds of digital tools or technologies make this possible at OptiSmile?
Having a really good 3D scanner that's very quick. So we've been using iTero from Invisalign at OptiSmile. We're just about to get a very new cordless scanner that weighs almost nothing. If you looked at it, you wouldn't believe me that it costs over 300,000 Rand. So hopefully we don't drop it. So make sure it's insured before it arrives. But this thing scans your teeth in seconds, and it's very, very accurate. We've got a new studio at OptiSmile with digital flashes and special light boxes. So we get very nice, very, very clear photos in particular positions and with different smiles and laughing. And then we've got the SmileCloud. We're one of the beta testers for a new version that's called 3DNA. And then we do 3D printing. So like in that case that I mentioned today, we actually printed her model. She came back to check to get her bleaching trays. And we actually tried her new smile on because it's what's called additive. We weren't going to do any reshaping of her teeth. We were just adding to her teeth with no drilling. We did a whole episode on injection molded composite. So that's what we did for her. But basically, she could see what it looked like. So we got a 3D printer. We print, it's called a mock-up. And that means the patient can try on their new smile before any bonding, any drilling, any Invisalign, any of that type of stuff. And this combination of AI design and human artistry gives a stunningly accurate and a predictable result.
So how do your patients typically respond when they see their digital smile preview? Is it smile? Is it crying, fainting maybe?
Oh, you just answered the question. All three of those.
Shame, man.
I don't think anyone's ever fainted, but I have had patients. Look, it's often emotional. Sometimes they just can't. Sometimes they jump literally like a little child up and down. I always take videos of the patient. So if a patient's gone through a whole thing with whitening and Invisalign and then they're coming to get injection molding, I won't just give them a mirror while they're lying on their back in the chair. What I do is I actually sit them up, put them on a chair, put them in front of the window with their face facing the window and their back, so it's not too bright behind them. And I pull out my phone and I do a video of them speaking. And then I actually show them with the volume turned down. I actually show them their smile in the video. It does something. They can actually see. It's very different to having a little mirror and looking very close up at your teeth. And then I show them the video. And I don't show them what their teeth look like up close just yet, just the video. And a lot of the time they shake their head in disbelief. And then what I do is I walk out into the hallway with them, and we've got a very long mirror. And I ask them to sort of wave from a distance from maybe, must be at least 5-6 meters away, and then to smile and pretend they're walking into a room. And I get them to walk slowly towards the mirror and to look, and I watch their face, and I often, just for my own personal satisfaction, I'll actually video them from behind, and then I take a video in the mirror of their smile, and they walk up and they get closer and closer. They'll pull back their lip and they start turning their head side to side. And then I just keep quiet, and then I always wait because they turn around to me, and sometimes they just can't stop laughing or smiling, and sometimes they've got tears rolling down their eyes. They just can't believe it. Finally, it's like permanent. And I've got hundreds of those videos, but I don't believe in sharing those moments on social media. You won't find that on any of our YouTubes or anything. I may share it with the orthodontist or one of the receptionists, some people that have been involved. But in general, that's just a very personal moment. And it's the beginning of a new world for those patients, and it's very private. And I actually have an issue with dental practices that use that type of human emotion to just sell more digital or cosmetic dentistry. That's just my own feeling. I'm not sure how I got off the subject, but I needed to say that. But look, it's very, very satisfying.
I also want to ask you, how does emotional dentistry influence the final outcome, doctor?
Yeah, so when the patients feel heard and emotionally involved, they give better feedback and are more invested in the process. this obviously leads to better results, both clinically and emotionally. And a technically perfect smile may not reflect the patient's personality, and that misses the point. Like this patient that I did today, I actually made her teeth crooked, but they looked amazing. It balanced with her face. This other young lady that had these really big teeth done when she was young, I did a SmileCloud for her design, just in 2D, and I've made them perfect proportions. And she's lived with these really big front teeth and tiny little side teeth for so long. The actual ideal proportion that to me looked perfect, she was shaking her head. She was like, oh no, that's not for me. And then I changed the proportions, sort of, happy medium between the two. I could make 3 or 4 smiles right there as she was sitting, because it uses AI. I just change the proportions, and it uses natural people's teeth that have been scanned. It's not a computer. It's not, the AI picks the right size and shape of tooth, but it's actually a human tooth that they've used. They've done an amazing job with SmileCloud. This could even be an advert for SmileCloud. But I haven't gone to the point where I've done a video or anything, but when her front teeth got bigger than they should be, but not quite as big as they are now, she was like so excited. And she also has some other problems. One of her teeth, she was told it's cracked and she needs it out and she needs an implant. And then she was so keen because now she could finally get her front teeth sorted out. And I'm not giving away the patient's identity, and I don't ever discuss or show before and afters of patients. But this is something that just actually happened in the last few days. And then we decided that we could actually save her tooth, that she doesn't need an implant, but we weren't going to do anything with her front teeth until she comes back from Dubai in about 3 to 6 months' time. And she literally started crying. You would think she'd be happy that we were going to save her front tooth and she didn't need an implant. And it was the opposite way around. All she was interested in is getting her smile. She'd been waiting since she was so young, and we haven't even done anything for her yet, so the emotional part is very important. And it's important because the dentistry ensures that the result feels right for that patient.
That's amazing. Can you also share a memorable story of a patient who experienced this transformation?
I can go even one better. So I've mentioned that I don't believe in before and afters. I don't think someone that comes and spends a year of getting, or say 6 months of Invisalign and whitening, and then injection molded bonding in many cases, and has spent a lot of money, should ever have to look at their before picture ever again, unless they choose to. And I don't think a lot of these patients, their friends know that they come to OptiSmile. And so I don't think these dentists that put these very close up before and after pictures of people, it may or may not bring more patients, but I think it's ugly. I think teeth, like a retracted smile with retractors in, I just don't think that's the way to go. So in the last couple of weeks, I've actually put 3 patient testimonial videos of patients that have had either just Invisalign or Invisalign bleaching and bonding. And they're on our YouTube channel. And these are patients that volunteered to do a testimonial. And there's no before. It's just these patients speaking about how they felt, how they found OptiSmile, how they felt about their teeth before, how they feel about their teeth now. It's more, you'll see, it's more about the way they feel than about the way they look. And it's about their confidence as well. I just love the one video. We put it up just less than 2 weeks ago. It's already had 162 views.
And hopefully even more after this.
Just a small plug, yeah.
Yeah, that's great. Dr. Yudelman, do you think emotional dentistry is the future of aesthetic care?
It's the present. It's not the future. I think any dentist that does anything on front teeth that's purely elective. Obviously, someone breaks a tooth and you fix it, or someone has a whole bunch of cavities between their front teeth, and if you don't fix them, they're going to end up losing their teeth, or end up with dentures or root canals or implants. That's different. But if it's elective, if it's somebody that's looking to get their smile changed so they can feel better about their smile. I don't think it's the future of aesthetic care. I don't think a dentist these days should do any kind of dentistry without first using these tools. I know that they're expensive and not everybody can implement them, but the patients that are spending this type of time and effort and money and looking for results, they no longer want a one-size-fits-all approach. They want this authenticity. They want emotional connection. And, emotional dentistry integrates the precision technology with the human understanding. And that's happening now. That's not the future. That is aesthetic care. That's what you call the standard of care in dentistry right now. And it's not just OptiSmile. I do have, like I say, I don't like to call them competitors. The other colleagues that a lot of them have been in Cape Town longer than me. I've only been here 10 years. And one or two of them actually lecture in the subject, and I've got great admiration for them. And if you don't come to OptiSmile, make sure you go to one of my friendly rivals, because they'll do a really good job.
Doctor, what final message would you give to someone considering cosmetic dentistry?
We did an episode actually not that long ago, which is Hollywood smile versus a real smile. So I encourage people to go back and listen to that. We did quite a few on teeth whitening. We've done about injection molded composite bonding. We've done all about Invisalign, implants, etc. But basically, don't chase perfection, chase authenticity, like what looks good for you. Confident, natural smile that feels like you is far more powerful than a Hollywood smile, that is just like can be really fake, like perfectly straight, perfectly white. Unless that's you, some people, that's their personality. That's what they want. And I think it looks great on them, but it's not just a one size fits all. And modern tools, digital smile design and SmileCloud, etc. You can co-create the transformation safely and predictably. So that's my final message.
Dr. Yudelman, thank you so much once again. Another great episode of Save Your Money, Save Your Teeth. And thank you for sharing your wisdom with us.
Pleasure. And maybe we should rename it Save Your Money and Put Your Money Where Your Mouth Is.
Ah, that's a brilliant one. Good one. That's actually very very
Stop
very
talking
clever
about it and get it done. I understand. I think the second episode was all about maybe don't if you can't afford to fix your smile right now, maybe also you putting more emphasis on it than people around you, because you smile with your whole face and with your heart and your eyes, and you can see people with great smiles and they might even be missing a tooth. And when it comes to emotions, don't listen to this episode and then feel that you have to do something with your smile, because it's about having confidence and having healthy emotions, and you can work on that while you save up, while you save your money, and then come and put your money where your mouth is. I said it again.
Dr. Yudelman, thank you so much. And yes, emotional dentistry isn't about changing your face. It's about revealing your best self. To visualize your dream smile, you can book a digital consultation at optismile.co.za and see the future of your confidence even before it begins. Remember, while we strive to provide valuable insights, always consult with your own dental professional for advice tailored to your personal health. Don't forget to subscribe, like, and share it with your friends and family. And join us again next time. Until then, keep smiling and taking great care of your teeth.
Discover the world of dental excellence with OptiSmile. Join us for a weekly podcast featuring Dr. Clifford Yudelman, a seasoned expert with 40 years of dental experience across 4 continents. Gain unique insights and expert dental advice by visiting optismile.co.za for articles that illuminate the path to optimal oral health. If you're seeking unparalleled dental care in Cape Town, get in touch with OptiSmile or book directly online on optismile.co.za. OptiSmile, where global expertise meets local care.